You're on 100.3, the sounds of MacArthur. Greg Bryant with you for the Aussie Collection Show. It's now time for a special guest for Acoustics in the Room, Justine Wahlin. Welcome.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks for having me.
Thanks so much for coming in.
Oh, it's an absolute pleasure. Thanks.
So for those who are listening who are unfamiliar with you, can you tell us a bit about yourself?
Yeah, well, I'm traditionally a singer-songwriter. I guess that's a code word for self-taught musician, make it up. No, I've been playing for a long time. Started out in my 20s in a band with my sister playing bass, and then over the last 10 years, I guess I've been more solo, writing my own material and pushing that out a bit more. So, it's been a interesting and fun time. Been, released an EP, an album a couple of years ago. I'm working on a new album now. Released a single just recently. Yeah, so just plugging away, you know.
And was there a moment when you were growing up when you realised music was what you wanted to do?
There were moments and flashes. My dad was a piano player, so music was always a big part of our lives, and I always remember my dad as a kid, you know, around the piano playing honky-tonk mainly. I think probably when I was in my early 20s is when I first thought, yeah, I want to actually do this, you know, I want to get involved. And I started playing bass with my sister, and, you know, I just learned on the fly. I'm like that. I'll just go, yeah, I want to do that, and then, you know, basically just throw myself into it and learn while I go. So, I think since then I've been pretty much playing solidly, you know. So that's many years now. I won't give away my age, but...
And can I just say, I've heard your voice, and your voice is incredible.
Oh, thank you.
So everyone will be lucky when we hear a track very shortly.
Oh, I hope so. Well, we'll see. It's been it's the old winter lurgy season, so not making any excuses, but I was down for a couple of weeks there not long ago, so we'll see how it goes.
And what about any artists that have inspired you?
Yeah, well, different artists through the times, because you know, depending on what I've been involved with, I just love music, and I always am looking for something new. And I guess, you know, mainstays for me, I love Paddy Griffin. You know, there's lots of local artists I love too. Like I love Tori Forsyth, who's just kind of making a break for it now and doing really well. And there's, you know...
so much around.
So much, what can I say off the top of my head? Yeah, there's many artists and songwriters especially that I admire, you know, people who can really sort of coin a phrase and really pull you in, that are people that inspire me, I think.
Yeah. Well, I think we'd love to hear a live one. While everyone's listening.
Absolutely.
What would you like to play for us first?
Yeah, well, I'm recording a new album at the moment with Paul Green down the south coast, so I've been traipsing up and down the coast and doing in bursts. And this song I'll play firstly is one off that we've we've mainly tracked on that album already. This acoustic version is a little bit different to the one that we've kind of produced for the album, which is got a little bit more of a mixture of organic drums and electronic drums now in the background, and we've sort of broken it up a little bit. So it's a slightly different feel, but it's not too wildly different. But this one's called Lady Jean. It's a story really about a bank robber who escaped. Pretended he was having a heart attack. It's a true story I heard on the radio one day, but I didn't really hear too much more about the story after that. So I just kind of made up. It's a partly true, partly made up story. So this is Lady Jean.
Take it away.
I was just thinking, sorry, before I do that, should I pull this microphone over? Is that...
Yeah, that should be right.
Sorry, I was thinking that maybe that was a bit far away. Sorry about that.
It's okay.
Out there. I don't know why I've done the things I've done, or why I feel I have to run. I can't be blamed, the rules are bent. Your plaintive cries have left their dent. I took what was mine. I took it fair and square from the hands of those who robbed me blind. Now they say that I have gone astray, but baby, you see things my way. My brightest blaze, my brightest blaze, my brightest blaze, my Lady Jean, my Lady Jean. I'd rather die than go back in there where the devil's got you bound. Slaves walk the halls, you cower at the sound. It hurts my heart, I'm clutching my chest, but the devil's men will do their best to stop a piteous boy like me from collapsing cold and so flown free. My brightest blaze, my brightest blaze, my brightest blaze, my Lady Jean, my Lady Jean. Meet me at Heartbreak Hotel, I'll stage a misadventure, for I cannot stand another day bound in this indenture, and far from my brightest blaze, my brightest blaze, my Lady Jean, my Lady Jean. It's too late now, there's no way back. Just give me one more kiss, then throw me the keys, or I'll stay here, handcuffed by Heartbreak Hotel, and with a tank full of gasoline, the dust will show you where I've been while you unload a magazine. I'll push my pedal to the seam, the brightest blaze, the brightest blaze, the brightest blaze, my Lady Jean, my Lady Jean, my Lady Jean, my Lady Jean. When my time has come, I'll be swiftly taken out, peppered with metal, into that heart your love landed like a dart and down to the dirt. The brightest blaze, the brightest blaze, the brightest blaze, my Lady Jean, my Lady Jean, my Lady Jean.
Justine Wahlin there, that was awesome.
Thank you.
Incredible voice.
Thank you.
So when you are writing, where do you take your inspiration when you're writing songs?
All over, yeah. I mean, obviously my personal life. I mean, if you dig into my songs, there's quite a bit of myself in there and the people around me. But I try to make it sort of obscure, you know, so people can't find, you know, really point themselves out. But also, you know, stories I hear like that one, just a random story from the radio, and just sort of got me thinking about the whole story around that or what might be going on. Yeah, just everywhere really. And sometimes I just start my lyrics with, I write poetry. I've started more in recent times writing poetry, and I'll start with just a line that comes out of my head, and then I'll sort of try and flesh out that idea a little bit more. So recently I'm getting away from autobiographical sort of stuff, but I guess you know, my feelings and myself are always in there somewhere. So
yeah. And when you are writing, do you have a certain process? Like, do you start with the lyrics and then the melody, or does it change?
It changes a bit. I was really, in the early days, I would start with a little riff on the guitar, and then sort of, you know, a few words would drop in and there, and I'd sort of go from there, and that was pretty much how I did it. But these days I'm trying to sort of change it up a bit. Sometimes, like I say, just start from a poem that has no music whatsoever, and then I'll just kind of start to feel the rhythm in the words and go from there. The other day I was in my studio. I've got a studio at home. We do open sessions in there, another story. But I was in there just mucking around. I thought, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know I've got no song in my mind, but I ended up playing a drum bit and making a loop, and then I built a song from there, which is totally different from everything else that I've ever done. So that was fun. So I figured I might try that a bit more, you know, and see what else comes out just doing that process. So I think it's good to change it up. It
takes a lot of skill, I think, to do that.
Well,
which I don't have.
I think it's just, I don't know, I still consider myself to be a bit of a hack, you know, musically, but I think over the years I've picked up a thing or two, I guess. But, you know, I'm really self-taught and experimental, you know, in the sense that I, like I said before, if I want to do something, I sort of just jump in and start doing it and fail miserably for a long time, and then, you know, somehow hit on something at some point.
And so, I was reading that you've performed at the iconic venues like the Factory and the Metro Theatre. What was that like performing there?
Yeah, I did that. I actually was part of that Emergenza song competition many years ago with a band I had, and the nice story about that is that we got to the finals, and many years before that I'd been at the Metro watching a band, and I stood there and I thought to myself, I'm going to play on that stage one day. It was a really clear thought, you know. And so when we got to the final and we were there playing on the main stage at the Metro, I sort of went, oh my God, look at us. We're here. We did it. It was like a little weird sort of, you know, moment in time that sort of, so that was really fun actually. And it was a band competition, so I can't really claim that I played there because I have an enormous following, but I will say that we did have a very big following there that night of people yelling, you know, and supporting us. So that was awesome, and we came fourth in that competition. So that was really good.
Well done.
And and the Factory as well. That was a great experience to play there, and
And what's it like playing in front of big crowds like that?
It's great. It's exhilarating. Yeah, I loved it. I mean, I almost feel more intimidated playing in front of one person than you know. I think there was probably about, how many people fit in the Metro? It was full that night. I'm not sure how many, but it was a packed night there. And in a way that was sort of easier because you can sort of separate yourself a bit. You know, you don't feel sort of responsible for the few people that are watching. You know, you kind of can project it out a bit further.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, if people are online now, we are live streaming now on the Facebook page, so they can see you now. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Hi.
And you mentioned earlier that you got working on a new album. What can people expect from it?
It's pretty exciting. It's going to be quite different from the last album I worked on. I'm working on it with Paul Green down at Kalala Base. I've been doing the trek down the south coast and doing it in bits and pieces. We started out doing some of the recordings just in an old hall, so with the beautiful natural reverb, some of the songs we're just going to keep pretty, raw and some of them we've redone and sort of built up to a full band kind of sound, and it really ranges from, you know, gypsy sort of stuff to there's some songs that we've added a bit of cello, and it's almost a classical kind of element in some of them, which is really really great as well. Sort of different, you know, like some of the songs I considered to be a little bit old country have kind of gone down a different road to be a little bit classical sounding, which I love, you know. So we'll see how it all comes together in the end, but I'm excited. It's sounding really good.
And what's the best way for people to get your old album? Or
well, I have a web page, and it's JustineWahlinMusic.com.
Yeah.
Somebody's ringing my phone. Just turn that off. I thought I turned it off. It's JustineWahlinMusic.com.
Yep.
.au, I think. Anyway, if you type in Justine Wahlin Music, it comes up my website. And there's Facebook and, you know, YouTube and Instagram and all that. Mini Rhino on Instagram. But yeah, it's on iTunes and it's on Bandcamp, all those places. Yeah, I'd be delighted if somebody felt like they wanted to go and buy it. That'd be great.
Everyone should go grab a copy.
The other thing I did recently too is I released a single called Birdsong that I had worked on with Michael Carpenter, and we did a film clip for it too. So that's at the moment just a standalone single that I dedicated to the late Carl Brodie, who was a friend and mentor, you know, and somebody who was really inspirational to me and also very supportive, you know. I think at a time when I was sort of thinking, what am I doing? Why am I bothering? Which I think nearly every musician probably comes to at some point. He was there kind of to say, you know, come on, keep going, and that was really great. I'll never forget that, you know, gift that he gave me. So that song's dedicated to him.
I did meet Carl when I went to Tamworth one year, and I met Carl.
Oh, did you?
He's a very lovely man.
He is, isn't he? Was. I mean, really, he really was. He had so much to give so many people, you know.
Yeah.
And that was evident when he passed away, you know. So many people turned out and to support, and the network around him was amazing. Yeah. That was another gift that he left behind to everybody that he left behind, you know. He left his network of amazing people, so everyone really became connected. It was really great, yeah.
Yeah, well, we're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back.
Yeah, sure.
Welcome back to 100.3, and if you're just tuning in, we're joined by the wonderful Justine Wahlin. Do you have a career goal that you have? Career
goal, yes, world domination and giving up my day job. No, actually, you know, I do actually really enjoy my day job as well, but obviously career goal would be to just get this album out at the moment and for it to be amazing and for lots of people to buy it and enjoy it, really.
Yeah.
And then hopefully off the back of that, you know, just do a bit more touring and, just touring really is great, because that's kind of the holy grail for me, is just to be on the road, just doing, you know, we only get one life, right?
Yeah. And speaking of touring, do you have any gigs that are coming up?
I'm playing at the Bronte High Tide Cafe next weekend. It's a Sunday. And then the 29th of July, I'm in another band also with my partner called Cloudbird, and we're playing at the Town Hall Hotel of the Townie on the 29th of July. Later on in September, I'm playing the Nimbin Roots Festival for the second year. Last year, my album won the Best Album Award, Anthony Lysenko Best Album Award.
Wow.
So that was cool. So I guess they've invited me back again. So, and because I'm recording at the moment, I haven't really booked a lot of shows. I'm just sort of laying a bit low.
Yeah.
You know, here a few shows here and there, but not going crazy at the moment.
And so what's the best way for people to keep contact where your gigs are and more information?
I usually post them up on the Facebook page. I put them all through that, you know, band, what's it called? There's an app where you put all your band.
Bandcamp, is it?
Not Bandcamp. Anyway, it's all on Facebook. And also I have a website, so my gig listing is all up on the website there, and any kind of updates and news. And if you wanted to be on my mailing list, I've just started a mailing list. I'm trying to come into the modern world with that sort of stuff, and
be another thing for everyone to go and do. Jump on the mailing list.
Yeah. So there's a page on my website where it's the contact page where you can just type your details in and you'll go onto the mailing list, and I'll keep people updated when the album's getting close to finished.
Exciting.
Yeah.
Well, we'd love to hear another live one in the studio.
Yeah, absolutely. I would love to play another live one. I'm thinking that just because it's a wintry kind of day, I might take it down a bit and play a song called Sleeping Sound. It's one that I wrote a little while ago. I was really into that program Nashville,
Yeah.
I absolutely was addicted to that. And this song, I guess, is inspired by that series, because I went away and I thought, I want to write a song that, that might be played on Nashville. So this is my tribute to Nashville. Not that I'm, that type of artist really at all, but, here it is. Faceless and blind in the shifting sand, her beauty is not in vain. The wind sees her, sings a soft, low song, brings her back to an ancient land. Said he put the roses back into her cheeks, and she waits for the desert birds call to crack the sky, for the sound to raise the bones of lost wanderers. She waits for the call that her love is not dead, he's just sleeping. Sound, sound, sound. Speak to her in the language of love. Let the words fly over this desert. An ancient love letter calling her back. In the morning, collect the dew on your tongue. Small sips, bony shoulders. She waits for the desert birds call to crack the sky, for the sound to raise the bones of lost wanderers. She waits for the call. Her love is not dead, it's just sleeping. Sound, 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 sound. When the last days of you have seeped through, and the wind has blown the topsoil away, she will be here, a non-shelled knot here for cracking a desert flower.
Justine Wahlin there. That was incredible again.
Thank you.
Well, great. Thank you so much for coming in.
Yeah, no, it's a pleasure.
And you're welcome back anytime.
Okay, maybe I'll come back next time with my band Cloudbird.
Sounds good.
And do a few live songs for you if you like.
That'd be good. Awesome. Do you think we can finish with one more?
Absolutely. Yes, why not? Let's see. I was thinking, do you feel like something sort of upbeat or a little bit cruisy for the day? Or
bit cruisy, maybe?
Bit cruisy? Okay, cool. Well, I'll play you this song called Killer Whale, and it's about really sort of falling in love with somebody you shouldn't really fall in love with. And you can sort of see something on the horizon, but you kind of go for it anyway. Yes, it's called Killer Whale. I'm confused between the rhythm of the drum and the rhythm of a heartbeat and the music of the sea, and it's all rolled together and it's blowing up a storm. The wind blows, the tide rises emerald green. Clouds are warning the words we weave, a spell to bewitch, and surely send you to your death in the blue. It's hard to tell the difference between the sweet melody and the crashing cymbals. And where do you draw the line in the sand? And how do you stop yourself going over? 'Cause once you leave land, there's nothing on hand, and like an old jug, it can't be trusted. Even so, you draw the anchor, head for the reef. Watch me from the cliff, wave as I go down. Is this the kind of love that lures a body to sea with no life from? Is this the kind of love that, like the sea, you shouldn't turn your back on? It's all around, circling like the turn, and hurting us like killer whales. But in the end you don't choose. In the end you don't choose. In the end you don't choose. Whales roar, the tern cries baleful, the call of the Close your eyes, fall in, fall in, fall in.
Justine, Wahlin, thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
Anytime, thank you.